Hello guys, Mr. O'Quinn here. Hope everybody's doing well. COVID has struck my mother and my father. My dad seems to be taking it better than my mom. So people, it's a real thing. I've seen it. So please take care of yourself and follow the rules out there that they're suggesting. If you get a chance to get an immunization, take it, guys, because this is bad, and it's really sad when you can only talk to a family member through a window and you can't go see them. But anyways, what we're going to be doing in today's assignment is talking about the Second Amendment, okay? That's been a hot topic lately, especially since this last election and the whole insurrection thing. There were people killed, and there's arguments for both sides. There's arguments that, this stuff was written, in a different time than now. So, people argue that there need to be changes made. There's people argue that absolutely no changes made. And, that's everyone has a right to their own opinion. And that's what we're going to kind of find out today in the assignment. But the Second Amendment reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to read that amendment, okay? And then you are going to you're going to write it in your own words. Basically, people don't use the word militia a lot anymore. There's just words in there that can be changed. So I want you to write it in a way that it means the same thing, but that it's easier to understand, okay? Hold on, I'm fixing something here. Okay, so you're going to write it in your own words that you think makes it easier to understand, okay? Secondly, I want you to go find a source, okay? We've been over sources before, okay? You're going to go find a source that matches your thoughts on the Second Amendment. It's going to match your thoughts, it's going to match your opinions, and you'll be able to attach it, because I'll have it set to where you could actually attach web pages. You can put in links to Google videos. Pretty much about anything that you're going to be able to find, you can attach it. Okay? Thirdly, you're going to answer this question. You're going to answer, does any part of this amendment need to be changed? And like I said before, that is one of the big arguments out there, about, and the arguments end up being about the militias, which we do have militias forming today, okay? And, you know, you're kind of getting almost into lawyer type stuff here because you're interpreting a law, okay? These amendments, you know, well regulated to me means a lot, okay? I could jump out and say, hey, we're having a militia, this is the way it's going to be, we're going to have guns. Well, I could be halfway crazy, and I'm the leader, and I'm a nut. So are we going to be very well regulated? Probably not. You know, then it talks about being necessary to the security of a free state. Okay, state could be, you know, Kentucky, could be the nation. Okay, if you remember early in the year, we defined state. You can go back and look at that. But as far as we're concerned, we're talking about a state or a country or a band of states. You know, it could be, you know, say Tennessee, Kentucky, and Virginia decided to form a militia. You know, that's a possibility. There's just all kinds of possibilities there. But the security is the question, okay? You know, like we talked about, if there's insurrection, you know, the security of the nation could be threatened, okay? So at that point, for this to be working, you're going to have a leader that is smart, so he can really regulate this militia, okay? There's going to have to be a real threat towards our freedom or towards a free state. And now, at that point, it is the right of the people to keep and bear arms, and that shall not be infringed. That is really, when people talk about the Second Amendment, that's the part that they really emphasize. Right of the people to keep and bear arms. That shall not be infringed upon. Okay, that means you have the right to have the biggest gun safe that you want and fill it full of legal guns. You know, you have the right to do that. You know, I think a lot of this, when you talk about it, goes to the education of the way to handle guns. My nephew just turned 4, and right after his 4th birthday, we have a little 22 that goes back a couple generations that is, you know, what my family uses to go ahead and start to teach gun safety. Okay, me and my dad took him out to a safe place with the little 22, and just the same as my grandfather and my dad took me out, my grandfather started explaining to me and showing me the safe way to handle guns. You know, you act as if they're always loaded. You never point a gun at anybody unless you are intending on shooting them. You don't go downrange until it's clear if you're target shooting. There's just all kinds of rules. And if you've been around guns and have been trained, you know what I'm talking about. The guns can be safe. Now, let me give you a perspective that I am myself, pro Second Amendment. Uh, but let me tell you a story. My mother-in-law was murdered in cold blood by a 18-year-old boy that did not know her. He almost killed my wife's stepdad. Uh, there's a big long story on it. One day I'll show you a link that you can look up, and you can actually really read a lot about the case. The way I think one of the weapons was an illegal weapon. But anyways, even having a family member killed by a gun, I still think that you have a right to have a gun. Because here's the deal. Robin, my wife's stepdad, when my mother-in-law was shot, when the first shot hit her, Robin had a gun with him too. He had a pistol in his pouch on his four-wheeler over the gas tank. And when he was first shot, it knocked him away to where he was not able to get to his gun. Had he been able to get to his gun, possibly he could have stopped anything further from happening. So he has, the right to stand his ground. This guy's trying to kill him. And again, that's a story in itself. But I've kind of read to you all that you need to know. If there's anybody out there that ends up watching this that has any comments other than students, feel free to make them. Eventually I may get into making a video of what actually happened with my mother-in-law and all that. The boy's in prison. He's going to be in there the rest of his life, which he should be. So, there you go. If he violated laws, and he's paying the price. But, I'm a person, my dad's a person, my grandfather was a person who knew how to handle firearms, guns. And, when you do it safely, it's okay. We have that right. When you don't do it safely and you do things bad, that's when you get in trouble. And that's where mixed emotions come in. So, with that being said, I'm going to cut this off in here. And also, I don't know if I mentioned it before, my mom and dad both have COVID. My dad is doing okay. My mom, not so well right now, but they're both still at home. So please say some prayers for them. I don't know, it's a scary thing when it hits home. But anyways, easy little assignment. Get it done. Be safe out there. Do what you're supposed to do. Wear your mask. Keep your hands clean. Social distance. All right, guys. Have a good one.